Hello aspirants, welcome to my YouTube channel CivilSphere Insights. In this video, I am going to discuss various types of test of cement. In the previous video, I discussed about cement, its introduction of cement, its basic cement ingredients and their properties, right? And also about the bogus compounds. So in this video, let us start with testing of cement. So first of all, we testing of cement is done to determine the engineering properties and performance in the construction site, right? How they behave. Testing of cement can be done in two methods, right? One is field method and the second one is lab method, right? So field method is done on the field, right? And the lab method is done in two ways. There are two method of lab method also. There are two way of doing lab method. One of them is physical test, right? Physical test, and the second one is chemical test. Okay. So physical and chemical test. Now let us see the field method of testing of cement. So first of all, the given sample of cement on the test must possess uniform gray color. Cement sample to uniform gray color hobo lagibo, right? Second one is the given sample of cement on the test must feel smooth when rubbed in between the fingers. The cement should be feel smooth when rubbed between fingers. So আমি এটা ফিঙ্গারে যেটা রাব কৰিম এটা আমি স্মুথ ফিল কৰিব লাগিব. Okay, so it should be feel smooth while rubbing with fingers, right? Third one is the given sample of cement under test must be free from presence of air-set lumps. So our cement sample lumps present থাকিব নালাগিব. If lumps is present in the cement sample, then what can we conclude? যদি cement sample যদি lump present থাকে তাহলে তার মানে আমার সিমেন্ট আগে কৰিছে moisture presence আছে, right? So if it is in contact with moisture, then it will create some lumps in the cement. So it means hydration start হয়ে গেছে. তো আমি সো আমার যেটো adequate strength আমি নাপাম. So যদি সিমেন্টৰ যদি lumps present থাকে তাহলে আমি সেই সিমেন্টটো রিজেক্ট কৰিম, right? Next one is the given sample of cement under test should sink and not float when thrown in bucket of water. So cement sample to যেতিয়া আমি throw কৰিম bucket of water দিয়াৰ লগে লগে কি কৰিব লাগিব, for a little bit of time it should float and then sink. অলপ সময়ৰ কাৰণে ফাৰ্ষ্টত কি কৰিব, float কৰিব, then it will sink, okay, at the bottom. So it should not float. First of all, it will float for some time, then it will sink finally, right? So the given sample of cement under test must feel cool and not warm, right? So the third one is thin paste of a given sample of cement should feel sticky in between the fingers. So a thin paste of given sample, if you take a little drop of water mixed with cement, and then it should feel sticky, right? Okay. Now let us see. Okay, let us move to the lab test. So this is called field test, right? These are, sorry, not field test. So these are lab tests but physical test. We do it, we perform these are the tests we perform physically, right? So physical test to আহিব fineness test, then we have consistence, First of all, we will have fineness test, then consistency test, then IST and FST, right? Initial setting time, final setting time test. Then we have specific gravity test. Then we have heat of hydration test. Okay, and strength test. So these are the tests we do physically, right? So these are called physical tests of lab. So now let us see fineness test. So fineness test আমি কি কৰো? So first of all, let us know about fineness. So what is fineness? Fineness is the measure of mean size of grain, right? Mean size of grain. আমার সিমেন্টৰ গ্ৰেইনৰ mean size to হ'ল fineness, right? So if the fineness is more, then the rate of reaction will be more. Why? So আমাৰ সিমেন্টৰ particle size যদি fine হয়, suppose this is particle and here is second particle and here is third particle, right? So if I ask you to determine its surface area, then it will have more surface, right? So here you see, if this is the block and this is the size, and if the same size of block is drawn here, then it will cover many particles at the same size of this, right? Now here it is the single particle, right? So if I want to consider the fineness, the mean size of the particles, the specific area, then surely it will have more specific area than these two, right? Why? Because these have more surface area, right? If I calculate the surface area, then this surface area, all of them will be sum up, right? Which will give more surface area than these two, right? So finer will be the particle, more will be the finer particle, finer will be the particle, more will be more specific area, right? More specific area, right? So finer will be the particle, more will be the specific area, right? So more surface will be available, more surface or more contact will be available to react with the cement, right? More water contact will be available there to react with the cement and to give heat of hydration. That's why the rate of hydration will be more if the cement is finer, right? So now let us see. So to know the fineness of cement, we do fineness test, right? So till what extent the cement is grinded to find the fineness, okay? So to what extent cement is grinded, which turn controls the rate of hydration. So I have discussed that it controls the rate of hydration. So finer will be the cement, more will be the more heat of hydration, right? Sorry, rate of heat of hydration. So rate of gain strength, rate of setting পরিমাণ বাড়িয়ে যাব, আর it will set earlier if the cement is finer, right? So rate of pre-hydration, rate of evolution of heat will also be accelerating, right? Rate of aggregate alkali reaction. So aggregate alkali reaction will also be more if the cement is finer, right? So fineness of cement can be done by any two methods, right? There are any of the following methods. There are three methods to determine fineness of cement. Number one, sieve method, right? Number one, sieve test. Number two, blends permeability test. Sorry, blends air permeability test. Blends air permeability test, right? The third one is turbidimeter, Wenger turbidity meter. Okay, SIP test, blends air permeability test, and then Wenger test. So SIP test, we can directly find the fineness of cement, right? Blends air permeability test, it measure the specific surface area, and Wenger turbidity meter also measure the specific surface area, right? Okay, so if the specific surface area is more, then the cement is finely grinded, right? So SIP test কি করা হয়? First of all, we take 100 gram of cement sample. It should not have any slump, right? So 100 gram cement sample now. Then ISCB use কৰো 90 micron ISCB use কৰো and sieving কৰো for at least 15 minutes কাৰণে sieving কৰো. Sieving কৰাৰ পিছত the amount of cement left over the sieve is measured. Okay, then আমি কি কৰো? Percentage ওলাও. For OPC, weight of acetic return over the sieve must not exceed 10%. So weight return upon 100 gram, right? Total amount of cement was 100 gram, and weight return into 100 করিলে কি পাম আমি? Percentage পাম, right? So this percentage should not be 10%, should not be more than 10% for OPC, right? And for PPC, Portland Pasona cement, it is considered 5, right? It should not be more than 5%. And also rapid hardening cement, RAC 5%. It should not be more than this. Why? Because PPC and RAC are finer cement, right? So now or it was to OPC and specific surface area 225 meter square upon kg. PPC and 300. Okay, and RAC and 325 much really all. So air permeability test কি করব আমি? The principle of this test is based upon the relationship between the flow of air through the bed of cement particles and surface area of particles forming the cement bed. So air permeability test আমি কি করব? The principle of this test is based upon the relationship between the flow of air. Cementor particles through the কিমান air pass কৰিছে and the surface of particles forming the cement bed. So if I suppose these are cement particle, right? These are cement particle taken under test, right? So there is some arrangement through which air is allowed to flow through the cement. So how much air is flowed through the cement particles, and how much surface area is covered by these cement particles. Okay, now let us see consistency test of cement. Consistency test of cement is done to find the amount of water used to make paste of normal consistency, right? So it is always expressed in percentage, right? It is expressed in percentage. So how much amount of percentage of water required for the cement paste to make them consistent, right? Standard consistent. So standard consistency test আমি কি ইউজ কৰো? Vicat plunger use for, right? Vicat plunger. This is Vicat brush, this is Vicat plunger, this is Vicat mold, right? Vicat mold or height কিমান হ'ব লাগে 40 mm বিঘাত মল্ডৰ সাইজ height কিমান 40 mm আৰু base কিমান হ'ব লাগে 80 mm right and this height is 50 mm. Okay, the plunger diameter will be 10 mm. Okay, so আমি কি কৰোঁ first of all cement sample লওঁ first of all we take cement sample right কিমানখিনি cement sample ল'ব লাগিব we take 500 gram of cement. We take 500 gram of cement sample, and then we add around 23% of water. We add 23% of water, and then we mix it. Okay, we mix it homogeneously. Then we fill the apparatus, vicat mold. We fill the vicat mold, 40 mm height, right? So we fill the vicat mold. Then we place on the base plate. There is a non-porous base plate on which the vicat mold is placed, right? And then the plunger of 10 mm diameter. It is allowed to fall freely, right? And it first of all it is brought to the top surface. Okay, it is brought to the top surface. Then it is allowed to free fall. Okay, then we will note the penetration of the plunger. How much mm of how much there will be scale, right? There will be scale on the plunger. So how much it penetrate, we'll note it. So we'll do this till that extent, till that time. So why not penetration from the top is 33 to 35 mm, and if I see from bottom, then 5 to 7 mm. মানে আমাৰ যেটো স্ট্যান্ডার্ড আমাৰ যেটো প্লাঞ্জাৰ আছে প্লাঞ্জাৰটো আমাৰ মোল্ডত কিমান mm পেনেট্ৰেট কৰিব লাগিব 5 to 7 mm from top, right? Sorry, 5 to 7 mm from bottom, and from top it should penetrate 33 to 35, right? Okay, so at that time যিটো water content 33 to 35 penetration দিব সেইটো water content আমি কি বুলি কওঁ standard consistency বুলি কওঁ. So okay, this is plunger surface area, cross sectional view. Now so you can see that here first of all we added here. There is only fixed value you can add from 23 also 24. Consistency of cement is 33, around 33. We'll get around 33, but we'll start from 24 or 23. Why? Because we are not sure about it. Normally we will get 30 around, but we will start from 23. Okay, we want to perform this test properly, then we have to start from 23 or 24, right? So first of all we add 24% water. We got 20 mm from top. So our aim is to find 33 to 35, right? So then we added more water to make it more to give more fluidity. So which we add 26% of water, then we get 25. So then 27 we added 27% water, we got 30. Okay, and this test should be continued till that we don't get 33. Until 33 to 35 we have to do this test. We have to continue this test until we get 33 to 35 mm penetration from top, right? So enage ami kori goisu. This is just an example to give better demonstration. Okay, so from exam point of view value to mনত ৰাখিলে হ'ল apparatus dimension হতে. So vicat mold height 40 mm, plunger কি বুলি কয় plunger diameter of plunger is 10 mm, right? Okay, then we will have setting time test. So we'll have setting time. So setting time of cement. So this test is performed to check the extent of deterioration of quality of cement during storage. So আমি সবাই জানো যে আমি সিমেন্ট ষ্ট'ৰ কৰিলে কি হয় চিমেণ্টৰ কোৱালিটি বেয়া হৈ যায়, ৰাইট? যিমান বেছি ষ্ট'ৰ কৰি ৰাখিম সিমান বেছি আমাৰ চিমেণ্টটো ইয়াৰে কণ্টেক্ট হোৱাৰ চান্স থাকে, ৰাইট? এণ্ড ডে বাই ডে ইট উইল লুজ ইট ষ্ট্ৰেংথ। চ' চিমেণ্টৰ ছেটিং টাইম আমি ফাৰ্ষ্ট অফ অল দেট ইজ ইনিচিয়েল ছেটিং টাইম। ত' ইনিচিয়েল ছেটিং টাইম সেইটো ছেটিং টাইম যিটো নেকি আমি কি পানী এড কৰাৰ মুহূৰ্তৰ পৰা যিটো টাইমলৈকে ই প্লাষ্টিকটো লুজ কৰা ষ্টাৰ্ট কৰে সেইটো টাইমত কি বুলি কয় আমি কি বুলি কওঁ ইনিচিয়েল ছেটিং টাইম। অ'কে, এণ্ড ফাইনেল ছেটিং টাইম ইজ what? Final setting time, the instant at which the water is added till the time the cement has completely lost its plasticity and it start to gain hardening, right? Start to gain hardening or attaining firmness, right? So it will start hardening and will give strength, early strength, initial strength, right? So let us see how this testers are performed. One thing that there is no clear demarcation between initial and final setting time. There is no any boundary. We cannot say directly that this mass is initial and this mass is final. We cannot say that. So in order to perform this test, 500 gram of cement lump low, then we mixed water. The water পরিমাণ হল 0.85 of P, right? So here is standard consistency and here 0.85 we have to multiply with standard consistency. In the previous test, standard consistency test, if I get 30% of water for standard consistency, then we have to multiply 0.85 with that to perform this test, right? Then we'll make the cement sample, and then we'll fill the mold. Okay, we'll fill the mold, right? Then we will replace that plunger with a square needle. Okay, there is a plunger first of all, right? So we'll replace that. We'll fit it a square needle. The cross section will be square, and this cross section area is 1 mm square. Okay, 1 mm square. Remember it. This is very important. So then we'll allow it to penetrate just like before. Then the extent at which it will give 33 to 35 mm from top. At that time the test is stopped, right? Up to that time, from the instant of water addition to this time when it give 33 to 35 penetration, this time this duration is called initial setting time. Okay, for final setting time কি করব আমি final setting time we replace the square needle, then we put it in we feed a annular collar with needle. So diameter given 5 mm, right? 5 mm. So this is a ring with needle. This is ring and there is a needle, right? There is a needle. So first of all, when you allow it to penetrate into the mold, then first of all it will both collar, this collar and needle will penetrate, right? But as the time lapses, the cement cement paste will start to have stiffens, right? It will start to gain some hardening. So it will be tight. It will be losing its plasticity. And when will it lose plasticity completely? And that time, this collar will not give any impression. This collar will not give any impression, but this annular ring will provide impression. It will give a just like a point impression. So at till that time, it is considered as final setting time. Okay, so from the initial from the time we add water to this time, to this. From the time we add so from the time we add water, from the time we add water, from time of addition of water, to the extent the annular color, this annular color will not give any impression, right? To the extent the annular color will not will fail, to the extent the annular color fail to give impression, okay? But the needle, okay, that means this annular color will fail to give any impression, but this ring will this needle will give impression. So remember that. Okay, this much important. Now, okay, compressive strength test. So compressive strength is done to compressive strength is done to find the resistance of cement against gradual loading. Gradual loading means compressive strength, right? Compressive strength means gradual loading or against কিমানি resistance দিব পাৰে. That is called compressive strength of cement. So for that purpose, we need cement and sand, right? 1:3 proportion কি কৰোঁ, cement and sand mix কৰোঁ, right? 1:3 proportion. That's sand. We use standard sand, that is called inner sand. Okay, so 1:3 proportion mix কৰোঁ. মিক্স কৰাৰ পিছত আমি কি কৰিম, পানী এড কৰিম. পানী পৰিমাণ কিমান হ'ব, ফ'ৰ ষ্ট্ৰেংথ টেষ্ট P/4 P/4 plus 3%. So P here is strength consistency upon 4. So plus 3 এড কৰিলে যিমান পাৰ্চেণ্টেজ পাম সিমান পাৰ্চেণ্টেজ পানী আমি এড কৰিম, অ'কে, বাই ৱাইটত. So then 1:3, right? So 1:3. So সিমেন্টের পরিমাণ 185 গ্রাম, then 3 multiply করলে কিমান 555 গ্রাম. Okay, so 185 gram of cement plus 555 gram of sand is used to make the sample. Okay, then we use here a mold. So that mold size is 70.6 mm, right? 70.6 mm, right? Okay, okay. And if I talk about surface area, then it will surface area will be 500 around, right? 500 mm square around. If you multiply this, then 500 mm square, or and size is 70.6 mm. Okay, so this seismic surface area is 500 mm square. Oh, one thing that should be remembered is very important. So cement বা concrete strength gain করে, right? So we do 7 days test or 20 days test. So strength factor at the day 3 days কিমান strength gain করে, মনত কিবা 0.5, right? And 7 days কাৰণে 0.7 or 6.7, or also 0.67 also, remember it, 0.7 or 6.7 for 7 days. And for 20 days you can take 0.9. Okay, here it is 2/3 also, remember that 2/3. So 0.5, 3 days 0.5 50% gain কৰিব, 7 days 67% gain কৰিব, and 28 days 90 or 90 to 100% gain কৰিব. So remember this. So okay, now we will tensile, then the tensile test. Tensile strength of cement. Okay, so for tensile strength of cement we use one method, that is called brick weight. It is called brick weight test. Brick weight test. So for brick weight test, amount of water to be needed P/5 plus 2.5%. 2.5%. Okay, remember it. Now we have heat of hydration, right? For heat of hydration, we Remember one thing, heat of hydration is heat of hydration is measured by calorimeter. Okay. So what is soundness? The soundness is the property of cement which shows resistance against expansion of cement, right? So we perform these tests to find the extent of volume change in cement during hydration. So during hydration, how much to what extent volume changes occurred. To find that, we test soundness test. Okay. So unsoundness cause is due to what? LACM, right? L for lime, S for sulfur, M for magnesium. So for lime, fineness due to lime, to check soundness due to lime, we use a test that is called Lee-Chatelier apparatus. Lee-Chatelier apparatus, right? Lee-Chatelier apparatus. Lee-Chatelier flux is used to find specific gravity, but here it is Lee-Chatelier apparatus. Lee-Chatelier apparatus and Lee-Chatelier flux are two different things. So for sulfur, there is no test available to find the soundness due to sulfur. For both lime and magnesia, there is a test. There is a apparatus named autoclave. Okay. So this much is for today. Okay. Thank you.